So, so, so unbelievably close. The Denver Nuggets almost beat the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, missing Jokic, Braun, Cam, and AG. They just needed just a little bit more, shot making, and Jamal Murray misses the most free throws that he has missed probably in years. 5 missed free throws, 4 when it actually counted. The Denver Nuggets lose, man, but they were so close, and this would have been such a great win. Y'all know what time it is, Swipa gang. Let's get it. The Denver Nuggets, they lose to the Detroit Pistons 109 to 107, y'all. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, there were several different points of this game where I thought, man, this is going to be a blowout. Man, actually, the Denver Nuggets might win this game. Nah, it's going to be a blowout. Nope. They might win the game. Oh, the Nuggets, they're down 5. There's 3 minutes and 49 seconds left. Let's see if they can do it. And then the Denver Nuggets, they get within 2. Wow. Tobias Harris, what a turnaround jumper. Jamal Murray, struggling all game to hit shots, still ends up getting some really good looks, finishes some of those possessions. But I'm telling y'all, man, this is going to be such a great season for this team, man. I'm telling y'all right now, this team is battling. They are fighting. And again, absolutely be disappointed in the loss. I'm 100% with you. I get it. You wanted the Nuggets to win. The Nuggets were in position to win if Jamal Murray has a better shooting night, if Peyton Watson has a better shooting night. They obviously are missing a lot. But my takeaway from this is I think the Pistons are good. I like Cade Cunningham. I liked him since he came out into the league. I think Jalen Duren's really good. I like how he played this year. I think one of my biggest takeaways for today is the Pistons, yeah, they're going to be a really tough team to play in the playoffs. But the Nuggets, man, they're a serious roster. And look, Jamal Murray today, 24 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. He was also a +8 in this game. So for all of the issue, all of the ire, Jamal Murray was 7 of 18 from the field, and he was 0 of 6 from 3. Jamal Murray was 7 of 12 from 2 today. But Jamal Murray went to the line 15 times, and a dude that y'all know is a bona fide bucket at the free throw line missed multiple free throws today. 5 of them. Now, I doubt he's going to do that again. Jamal Murray on the year is now shooting 88% from the free throw line. That is definitely in line with what he did last year. He was all the way at like around 89.5 for a large stretch of the season. He's at 89 this month. Jamal just had a bad day at the free throw line, y'all. He was 0 of 6 from 3. Like, he's shooting 44% from 3 and 7.5 attempts a game. Like, again, that's just something that's an aberration. Jamal Murray, he's shooting 49% from the field this season. He just had a bad shooting game. He really did. But I'm telling y'all right now, man, the way that I feel about tonight, you know, the Nuggets, they got in super late. They ended up having to stay in Memphis for a lot longer than they realized they were going to. Obviously, everything with the weather that's happening right now. But the unfortunate part of this is they're just in a situation right now where they're just trying to get through the season with several injuries and without their best player. And then on the other end, they're also just trying to get into a situation where they can get their guys' legs back. And I think a lot of tonight and a lot of why tonight went the way it did was just because of that. I just think this team is really struggling right now from a health standpoint, but also just an energy standpoint. And again, they were on the tarmac for an additional amount of time because the entire plane was frozen. And then they get in super, super, super early in the morning. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. And so I think today was also just a mix of a bad shooting game. But they fought. And that's the biggest thing I can tell you, y'all. This is by far one of the worst games from Peyton Watson this year. Peyton was 13 points, 3 blocks. He was 3 assists, but he was 6 of 20 from the field. He himself was 1 of 6 from the three-point line. Peyton Watson and Jamal Murray were 1 of 12 from 3 today. They're both shooting 42+% from 3 this year. So again, aberration stuff. Like, they just could not seem to find a rhythm as jump shooters today. And Peyton Watson on the interior couldn't score. Peyton Watson just couldn't get even the looks he did good that were good. they just didn't go in. And I think he struggled defensively today. Cade, Tobias, I mean, he just got knocked off his spot multiple times. I think this is like another sign that Peyton is still developing. He's still coming along. So for me, even in bad performances for young players, and I've done this with multiple players now, even in bad performances with multiple players, those are growth opportunities because you're learning about yourself and you're learning about the other team, and you learn that there are still adjustments to my game I need to make. There are still ways that I need to approach the game to be more effective. And Peyton hit a big three today, and there's only three. Peyton made a really good mid-range shot in the clutch today. But again, 6 of 20, it's not good enough. Jamal was 7 of 18. But again, like I said, man, he missed some really good looks too today. And he just didn't seem to have his legs in it as he wanted him to. But shout out to him. He still fought through. Jalen Pickett today, -5, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Again, only 16 minutes. Just not a lot of production out of him. He's still finding his way, still finding his rhythm in this league. I thought he had a really nice drive on Asur Thompson. Finished on the other side of the rim. That was his best play today. Spencer Jones was great, y'all. 32 minutes played. I thought his defense was mostly good. 12 points. He made 4 threes today. He had 2 steals and a block. So 3 stocks, had an assist. Now he was a -4 in his minutes. But again, a lot of that was because of the stretches early on. The Nuggets got down 18 at one point in time in this game. Jonas Valanciunas, welcome back, bro. 16 points, 16 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds for Jonas Valanciunas. 16 points, 16 rebounds with 7 offensive rebounds from Jonas Valanciunas. That is incredible. That's an incredible game from Jonas. And again, y'all, this is their backup center who is now just, I think this is his third game back in the rotation. And given the fact that, Jokic is going to be back likely this week or early next week, because them winning as well as they have lately has given them a little bit of an extension in his window. So I do think, man, that Jonas is continuing to prove that he has a lot of value for this team. And I love how physical he was on the boards. He made some great shots versus Jalen Duren. He got physical, he was controlling the boards. 7 offensive rebounds is nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. So just a great performance from him. He's still, I think, figuring some stuff out, in terms of some ball placement stuff with his passing. He had multiple turnovers today. How many did he have on the board? He had 4 turnovers, and a lot of them are passing turnovers. He just would misread ball placement, and he would miss time to throw, which led to further turnover for the team. But overall, don't have really any complaints. 30 minutes, 16 points, 16 rebounds. Love to see it. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench, man, 4 of 9 from 3. He is a 6th starter for this team. The Nuggets have 7 starters when everybody's fully healthy, 7 of them. And he is the 7th one. Tim played 31 minutes today, almost 32, 14 points rather. He had 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 of 9 from 3, and 5 of 13 from the field. Humongous threes, including the 3 that put him within 1 before I think Tobias Harris made that last shot that put him back up 3. Just a great performance from Tim Hardaway Jr. Again, +3. There's only 3 players tonight for dinner that were in the positive plus-minus. Jamal Murray, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Bruce Brown, who had the best game of the year for Bruce, I think. 23 minutes played today, 7 of 9 from the field, 7 of 9 from 2. He had 2 offensive rebounds that were both big in this game. He had 16 points, including and ones and drive-bys in this game. He had 2 blocks and a steal tonight. Bruce Brown was everywhere. He was extremely active. He was extremely physical, and he added so much to this team today. He played a phenomenal game. Bruce really did. The best players on the floor today were Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jamal Murray, and Jonas Valanciunas. And that foursome almost took them to the promised land to help them win the game, y'all. So definitely frustrating. The Nuggets only got 29 threes up tonight, y'all, and they shot 34.5% from 3. So again, y'all, that's underperforming their 3-point shooting this year. The Nuggets, they are shooting 49% from the field on this season, I think. They shot 47.6, which isn't bad. The Nuggets, man, they had opportunities to win this game. But they just couldn't seem to muster consistent energy when they would get within 5, especially like over the course of the game before clutch time, where they could actually do anything about it. And that really definitely like frustrated them a lot. Let's see, from 2 today, the Nuggets actually, they shot 10 of 29 from 3, but the Nuggets shot 54.5% from 2. So they actually scored really well inside the 3-point line against a good interior defense. But it was just the jump shooting that was really clunky. They were only 17 of 23 from the free throw line, y'all. And a 74%. And like I said, Jamal Murray had 5 of those misses. 5 of them. Jamal is absolutely 100% going to be frustrated with himself because of this game. Like, it's just doesn't happen. It really doesn't. So I definitely understand why people are frustrated, and I get it, and you should be. The Nuggets had a great opportunity to get a really good win tonight, but they just weren't able to do it for several different reasons. I don't think the defense was perfect enough. I don't think the defense was perfect enough tonight. I don't think that the offense was good enough to process the turnovers. It was ugly. It was a really, really scrappy game. The Nuggets today, they had 15 turnovers. And on the other end, they only forced Detroit into 6 turnovers today. Now, again, y'all, the reason why I'm encouraged, when this team gets healthy, you can see it. This team is going to be a monster because they're going to have layers on layers on layers on layers on layers of ways to attack you. But when you see things like tonight, it's like Peyton doesn't have it. Jamal struggling a little bit. Jokic, get in there. 30 points on all-time great efficiency, all-time great playmaking. Be the best scorer in the league. Go be the best passer playmaker in the league. Be the leading rebounder in the league. You're missing all of that. And then you're missing a player that really helps anchor what they're doing defensively. And then you're missing Aaron Gordon, the jack of all trades. And then on top of that, you're still missing Christian Braun, who's your best POA defender. And then on top of that, you're missing Cam Johnson, who's the do-it-all utility player and a good defender for this team. So I'm telling y'all, like, it's definitely frustrating, and I get it, and you wanted them to win. But it was a freak injury that took out CB. It was a freak injury that took out Cam. It was a freak injury that took out Jokic. So I just think that, like, the team is they're kind of just finding ways to fight. But I will say, Spencer Jones' emergence is really important to this team. By the way, y'all, shout out Zeke Naji. Zeke Naji, the numbers aren't going to tell you the full story. He had 4 points and 6 rebounds. He had 2 offensive rebounds today, including a putback. But actually, his defense on Cade Cunningham down the stretch of this game in possessions was good as well. So Zeke, he's not going to get any credit, but I thought his defense on several possessions was really good. Cade had 22 and 11 today. He had a good game overall. They kept the scoring down, but Peyton, like I said, Aaron Gordon being out there, Jokic and them being out there is going to make a lot of a difference if they saw this team in the NBA Finals format. Tobias Harris at 22, the post scoring was crazy. He was 10 of 15 from the field. And then Jalen Duren got outplayed by Jonas Valanciunas tonight, 14 points and 8 rebounds. But like I said, Jonas was really good today. So I get it. Be frustrated. I understand. Yeah, they scored 18 points. The Nuggets scored 18 points in the first quarter today, y'all. It was bad. But then they held the Detroit Pistons to 21 points in the second quarter. So they bounced back. But it's just managing all of these injuries and rotations and all that stuff. I think it's been a difficult process. And again, like the traveling stuff, I think that affected the early game legs and everything. But it is what it is, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what time it is, Swiping Gang. We on the way to 15,000 subscribers, y'all. The Nuggets play again in a couple days. I'll be back on. We'll obviously talk about everything, y'all. But y'all know what time it is.